sorry. I can't believe she killed me, man. Who the got that?
Hey, just cancel that shit right now. You're hurt real bad, but you ain't dying.
I'm gonna die. I was scaring the shit out of me, Larry. I'm gonna die, I know it.
Oh, excuse me, I didn't realize you had a degree in medicine. Say the goddamn word, you're gonna be okay.
Oh, God.
Say the goddamn words. Say it.
I'm okay, Larry. I'm okay.
I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad.
I've been asked quite a lot, which do I think is worse, The Last Jedi or The Rise of Skywalker? That's like asking which is worse out of a fiery plane crash or a fiery train crash. Both end in tears and a lot of dead bodies. They just get there in different ways. One is a film made by an egomaniac who is completely self-righteous.
Hello, I'm Rian Johnson.
And has little care about the universe he was entering.
If you're writing characters for Star Wars, you have this universe.
To me, the notion of what's the entire galaxy or world that you're creating or something, I can't imagine getting excited about creating that.
The other is a film made by an egomaniac who is so lacking in vision and creativity that he not only tries to rewrite Ryan's film,
A Jedi's weapon deserves more respect.
Master Skywalker.
he fucks over the entire fucking series.
He has special powers.
You must choose. You are the chosen one.
I've got to save you.
You already have.
So just like Palpatine coming back after Snoke was made a dead end, we have J.J. Abrams coming back after Rian Johnson proved himself to be a dead end. The most entertaining aspect of this film is watching him give the huge middle finger to Rian Johnson. The trouble is he's also giving the middle finger to us, the audience, by delivering complete garbage.
Hold on!
Now, I'm not much of a fan of the term fan service, completely overused, but sometimes there is no other way to describe what you are watching. When this film isn't trying to rewrite episode 8, it's pulling out shit like this. What? Why? When? Alright, the medal from A New Hope got it. Now, I don't know how much cocaine JJ did while making this film, but he only seems to know bigger, more, nostalgia, and just get to the next fucking scene as quickly as possible. And how do you move from scene to scene when you are lacking writing talent and are on a deadline to make the bucks? MacGuffins. What's a MacGuffin, you say? Well, I'll tell you. MacGuffin.
An object or device in a film or a book which serves merely as a trigger for the plot.
The first half of this film feels like you are watching The Amazing Race mixed with The Goonies. All we needed was Phil Kogan handing out instructions.
The Amazing Race Reality Throwdown. Are you ready for this? It's the first ever reality showdown.
Look what she's doing!
One lap around the world. Your favorite players.
I am sorry to tell you that you are the last team to arrive.
Like everything in this series, objects, people, places all just appear like magic. Minimal explanation, if any.
A good question. For another time.
Need to find Palpatine? No problem. Magic Pyramid will guide you. How did Kylo know it was there? Doesn't matter. How did he even know about it? Still doesn't matter. Will everyone need a Magic Pyramid to find Palpatine's hideout? Of course not. Most will be able to make this incredibly tricky flight just by tracking a two-dimensional screen. Others will just turn up in record time just following this charismatic pansexual. And Kylo gets there by just, well, memory. Or maybe they all wised up and just flew through all the other empty space. Why is JJ's idea of space so fucking
retarded, like really retarded?
If it's not planets sitting in clear view of each other, it's narrow passages to planets. I mean, why would they have to fly through that narrow section of space? Just come through here, or fucking all of this. Anyhow, now that Kylo's got his magical pyramid, we have to get Rey her own magical pyramid. Now, I'm going to skip over a lot of the movie in this review because there is stupidity in virtually every scene, and we would be here all day.
I'm the spy.
What? You? I knew it!
No, you did not.
Remember in JJ's other film where they made a big deal about Han coming out of hyperspace too close to a planet? Well, that's not a big deal anymore. You just fucking jump around wherever you want like magic.
Traveling through hyperspace ain't like dusting crops, boy.
No jumping from empty space to empty space anymore. We now transport from fucking monsters to cities with ease. I'm surprised Beastie Boys didn't start playing. Oh, that's right. JJ's already done that before, and more than once. I'm always pumping out a bit of bark when I'm excited. Speaking of playing, this film is just like kids playing Star Wars in their room. You know when you'd make up a story on the go and powers and abilities would just constantly change? That is Rise of Skywalker. Need to get out of a chase? Now we light skip. Need rescue? Here's Lando. We need a ship.
This one still flies. Watch out for the big snake. My magical powers will fix it. Oh no! Chewie's dead.
No, he's not.
There was a second ship hidden behind the rocks. Yay!
JJ's decided that the best relationship to give the old gang is that of a bunch of bitchy teenagers. Not even sure if they like each other.
We're gonna die in sand burrows and we're all keeping secrets?
You always like them better.
That's right.
Finn wants to tell Rey something important, but we never find out what that is. He also could have force powers. Again, JJ cannot be bothered explaining this, even though without his mystery feeling, they would have all died.
The nav signal is coming from that command ship. That's our drop zone.
How do you know?
I feel it.
Finn's arc was completed in the first 10 minutes of The Force Awakens. No growth, no development, no change whatsoever. At least in this film, he does look like he might have actually been a soldier at some stage. And because Disney is trying to appeal to every stupid group on the planet, there is not one clear relationship between any of these people. Is Poe just jealous, or does he really like Daft Punk? Does Finn love Rey, or does he like her? Well, if he was fucking smart.
You ready back there?
Never been ready.
Is Finn trying to come out? Even this bizarre fucking moment has been backtracked to just a kiss of gratitude. Remember kids, next time you are thankful to someone, stick your tongue down their throat, or at least cop a feel.
She's really clamping down.
Somehow Palpatine returned.
He's back! They look as shocked as a Scooby-Doo episode. For Rey to find Palpatine, she has to find the planet he's on. To find the planet he's on, she needs to find the Wayfinder. The Wayfinder. Yes, the best name they could come up with for the magic pyramid that shows the way is Wayfinder. Earning the big bucks now, aren't you, JJ? And surprisingly, to find the Wayfinder, we need to find a magic dagger. What a script. The story is just bursting with imagination. Finding things. You find things to get to the big boss. It's closer to a video game than a movie. He survived that. Wow, not even a scratch. I thought Rose not getting killed was laughable, but this is even better. Rose at least couldn't walk. Hang on, maybe that was from Finn thanking her. Kylo, use the Force on Rey, not the ship, dickhead. Rey's powers are just off the charts now in this movie. She makes all these clowns going through years of training look pathetic. Ugh. She is so overpowered. Now, for the magic dagger to work, the person or creature who made it would have had to know that the Wayfinder was on the Death Star to begin with. They then would have had to go out to check that it survived this, and also check where it ended up in the ruins. Trace their movements back to the cliff, worked out exactly where they had been, carved out the map on the spot, and hoped whoever came looking landed on that exact side of the wreckage, a wreckage that covers hundreds, if not thousands of miles, approached the wreckage at the perfect angle, and stopped walking on that exact spot before looking at the map. With amazing luck, all those things happened. I mean, she didn't even lift it up twice. First go, bam, there it is. I tell you, she would fucking dominate on The Amazing Race. The dagger is also treated like it's an artifact in Raiders of the Lost Ark, but the Death Star's only been there 30 years. When did all this happen?
We have to get to that wreck. Too dangerous.
Rey, of course, is now a world-class sailor, even though she grew up on a desert planet. Gets out there no problem, then does some sick parkour that's not needed because 2 minutes later, Finn just walks out. I was amazed that after this, there was still some glass in the windows. But that's nothing. We still have power to the sliding door. And what? This thing is just sitting there. Not even a force field to protect it. You can just take it. You really think it would have been broken in the explosion? It must be incredibly strong. No! Oh, fuck off. The fight choreography is still horrendous. For something called a lightsaber, they sure do look heavy and slow. At least Kylo looks like he can actually beat her this time. There you go. That's right. Leia distracted her own son to protect Palpatine's offspring. Pain is now virtually non-existent in this universe. Can you imagine the damage she just did to his organs? He didn't even make a sound. And now the JJ version of the Force is just fucking magic. He's fine. Please, Obi-Wan, use the magic hands on me. Please, Anakin, use the magic hands on me. I need the magic hands! Rey jumps into Kylo's sweet ride, and of course, she can pilot it perfectly. And she flies straight to Luke's island. She just knows how to get there. I need GPS to find my own fucking house, but Rey somehow knows how to get to a distant planet. No probs.
How did you do that? I don't know.
Look at the damage to this TIE fighter. How long's this fire been going for? Leia is then retconned into being a Jedi. Can Luke beat anyone? And Luke sends a big fuck you to Rian Johnson by actually doing something and raising a different X-Wing out of the water than the one that was in The Last Jedi. These fucking Force ghosts affecting the real world. Why don't they ever help? And how many X-Wings does he have on that island? Rey gets the magic pyramid out of the destroyed TIE fighter, finds the right cables, plugs them in, and she's off. Everyone else gets there by following this. And Kylo gets back there by just memory. That's right, he finds an operational TIE fighter, can take off and fly directly there from memory. This ship survived this. Was upright and ready to take off. Marvellous. Then we hit peak JJ. Thousands of First Order, Final Order, whatever the fuck they're called, ships with no explanation of who mans them or where they were built. Thousands of rebellion ships that just turn up because Lando asked. No explanation as to how or why.
Lando, you did it! You did it!
They certainly didn't give a fuck when Leia asked.
They've heard us, but no one's coming.
All these ships also found their way through that narrow passage of space. Horse creatures riding on the outside of ships. Now, I'm no military expert, but instead of sending a slow transport ship full of furry horses and people, instead of landing on an enemy ship that could just tip you off, instead of providing human shields to the enemy, human shields that would force you to warn everyone to not attack the lead ship because stupidly your own people are on it, instead of all wings covering that lander,
all wings, cover that lander!
Instead of doing all that, maybe, just maybe, you could have sent an X-Wing to do this. It's sort of their job. Cannons that can turn all the way around to shoot their own bridge, which usually is a no-no. Great design. People riding ships that are crashing to the ground, and they easily jump clear to safety.
It's not a Navy, sir, it's just people.
People. Odd thing to say in a universe supposedly filled with all types of creatures. Sounds a bit racist. What a prick. Ships that can't leave without a lead beacon. Yes, even though we just saw fucking thousands of ships turn up with ease, these ships can't be sent the coordinates or fly through all that empty space. The ones that did leave before the incredibly sophisticated beacon emergency just, in the end, blow up for no reason. I don't even know why Palpatine needs ships. This guy is no longer just powerful, he's fucking insanely overpowered magical wizard that shouldn't have any need for mechanical weapons. So which is worse, Last Jedi or The Rise of Skywalker? While Last Jedi has a terrible script, a story that is beyond selfish, breaks the universe, has terrible action scenes, laughable choreography, ooh, 8 million and counting, let's go, and is completely boring, it only really fucks over Luke. Yes, Leia comes across as a bitch, Chewie is useless, and R2 is dismissed as a character. But unlike Luke, who was completely destroyed as a hero,
Go away!
They all could have come back from that in the final film. The Rise of Skywalker goes way beyond just killing Luke. It takes a humongous dump all over George Lucas's craft, talent, and legacy. The Skywalker story that meant so much to so many came to nothing. The boy who was meant to save the universe, but was corrupted by evil, only to see the light again and be saved by his son and redeemed, is completely destroyed. They're all dead, and the only one that is left is a Palpatine. A Palpatine that was having visions of this 5 minutes ago, and was supposedly going to turn to the dark side once she'd killed the Emperor, which she did.
Kill me, and my spirit will pass into you.
She could turn at any minute, but no, she's left to walk around freely without a care in the world with her stolen ship, lightsabers and droid.
There's been no one for so long.
Who are you?
How funny would it have been if she'd looked at the old lady as her eyes turned yellow, she just pulls out a red lightsaber and cuts that old hag in half, then declares herself a Palpatine. At least it would have been interesting. Imagine if they'd turned up to see that. Where's your son, bitch? No such luck. She has to steal a name as well.
Rey Skywalker.
You're fucking kidding me.
Now we can all hate Ryan. It's so easy to do.
So good. So good. Yeah.
He's an asshole.
But JJ has been on the whole ride. He could have pushed for a 3-film outline from the beginning. He agreed with this make it up as you go along approach.
You can. With an H, skinny guy.
Now, even though JJ likes to sell himself and be promoted as the next Spielberg, he has never had a Jaws, Close Encounters, E.T., Jurassic Park, Schindler's List, or Saving Private Ryan. The list goes on. He has mostly had a career copying these films with worse lighting and added lens flare. Delivering bags of cash far outweighs a half-decent script. Thank God, says Michael Bay. There was a time when you could have both.
I'm right here.
Bringing back Palpatine was not only lazy, it was completely disrespectful. Ryan killing Snoke the way he did was stupid, but it didn't create a vacuum of ideas and creativity. It didn't leave one option that doesn't make any fucking sense. George killed Palpatine. What size of an asshole would you have to be to think you should change George Lucas's story?
This is great. You tell me, man.
JJ's been there from the start, and he set the whole ball in motion. And with Rise of Skywalker, he has delivered one of the worst stories I have ever seen.
Leia told me that she had sensed the death of her son at the end of her Jedi path. She surrendered her saber to me and said that one day it would be picked up again by someone who would finish her journey.
Bullshit!
The pacing is insane, the dialogue is embarrassing, and he seems to have little understanding of the universe. The Force now is just magic. Why didn't I just stick to this ending? JJ, you were given Star Wars, an obscene amount of money, and the chance to take the audience on an amazing original fantasy journey. Endless options to choose from. The only limit was literally your imagination. And the best you could come up with was killing Palpatine again.